the partnership also arises from the fact that government is handing over a function of government to the private sector, okay? But government remains ultimately responsible for the function, okay? Government is handing over a function to the private sector, but remains ultimately responsible. So to give you an example, and we can take an example, say, from the water services sector. Government is responsible for delivering water supply to communities. Government may engage a private party to deliver the water supply in a time-bound period, say 20 years, okay? But the underlying responsibility for delivering the water supply remains with government, okay? And this will distinguish a PPP from privatization, which we will look at in a short while, okay? So what government does is, in a short period of time, maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, delegate this responsibility to a private party, okay? But government remains ultimately responsible. That's what we mean. So the private party is performing a function of government in a PPP setting, all right? And so the final point that we make there is the fact that because of this, you might say, time-bound delegation of functions, okay, then a PPP is not a purely commercial transaction, okay? It's a commercial transaction with administrative features because government actually remains ultimately responsible. And so to give you an example to illustrate this point, when you're dealing with a normal procurement transaction, say government is engaging a private party to construct a housing estate, a building. It's a purely commercial transaction. You construct it according to specifications, you're paid, and that's the end of the role. You are not then performing a function of government using that building. Okay, that's the important thing. So assume you build a school as a private party. You are not then performing an educational function of government using that building you have constructed. And so you have no administrative responsibilities of any kind. Government will deliver the education. But in a PPP, if for instance it's a health sector PPP, you might build the hospital and deliver medical services, all right? So whereas medical services are a government function, the private party is delivering them for a defined period of time on behalf of government.